Hi guys, welcome back to llenacrafts. So today I have the tutorial for this really easy flip through as promised in the last video. So we're just going to quickly go through it. This isn't going to take you long at all to do, but it is a very cute album. So yeah, let's just get through. So on the front, we just have this little pop out that I actually made, and I'm going to show you guys how to make it in the video. On the back of that, we just have, some stickers here, some lace stickers. You open it up. Here we have a little flip up, which I punched out where you could tuck a photo in. And then at the bottom of that, we just have a pocket right here that you can stick a journaling insert in. Open it up on this side. We have this cute little flip page here, which is also a pocket that has, a little card in it for journaling as well. Here I did a little tuck so you can stick something in here. The back is empty. Just ink the edges that you can just put in that little section. In the very behind insert, we also have another journaling card. So you have three top inserts, one more on this side. And on this side, I just added this cute little volume envelope. And yeah, that is literally the entire mini album. And it folds up pretty neatly, if I do say so myself. I do really like how this came out. It was very simple, very easy to make. Not going to take very long for us to do this at all today. So we're just going to get started on making this right now, and it just folds up perfectly. You don't have to have these sticking up at the top. I do like the way they look when they stick up just a little bit because of the shape of them, so I always like to leave them a little bit like that, but of course you can push it all the way down if that's what you prefer. All right, let's get started on making this. So I have your steps covered right here, and you literally just have 5 steps. So step 1 is going to be cutting your paper. We're going to use 2 pieces of 4 by 12 inch papers. So I already have my papers cut, right? And we're going to be scoring on the 4 and 8 inch marks. So, okay, let's leave that there. Move that out of the way, get our scoreboard out. Right. And so this is one-sided paper. As you know, I try and get through like a lot of one-sided paper because a lot of my paper pads are one-sided. So I try to do, journals that can use up as much one-sided paper as possible. So we're going to be scoring on the 4 and 8 for both of them. Oops. 8. And if you're using one-sided paper, make sure you score on the back. For this part, it doesn't really matter what direction your paper goes in. You just want to make sure you glue it in the right direction. Okay. So already you have your paper cut, papers are scored. We're going to make our pockets, and we're going to connect our papers. So we're done with this. All right, so for me, I have these 2 papers, and I want to make this paper my front and this paper my back. Or, well, I guess I should say, if we're looking at this, this paper is going to be this part of the journal, and this paper is going to be this part. Put that there. So what we are going to do now is, my paper doesn't have a direction, so I'm just gonna fold on that score line to bring it in like this, and that is going to be the front part of our journal. And for this side, I'm gonna leave it like that. For my next paper here, I'm going to do the same thing, fold in that back part like this. And we're gonna connect it like that. So this is gonna be folded in this way. And that is gonna be our pocket. And that is gonna be our journal base to see. So we have that like that. We're gonna score this. Now I'm gonna trim just the slightest amount off of this, just so that it doesn't mess with it folding over. Literally the tiniest amount, like that. Okay. Now take a flip over with no issues. Let's see. Okay. Now here, as you can see, I used my hole punch to create half moons, so we know where the pockets are. So I'm going to grab my 2-inch hole punch, and I know this is going to be a pocket, so very shallow moon that I'm gonna do here and here. Okay, so be careful when you're doing this, because I actually just punched a hole on the opposite side, so I should have punched it at the top, but I punched it at the bottom. But it doesn't really matter, because honestly I could fold this either way. Either way it's gonna look good. So yes, we made the pocket. Now we are going to we have one more pocket to make on this side, so we're gonna hole punch this, or make a half moon. I keep saying hole punch. There, so that is made. All right, so now coming here, we are going to attach this flip up here. So the flip up that we have here, I've marked it. It's 3 3/4 by 5 inches, and we're on the 5-inch side. We're going to score it at 1 inch. God, I have everything all over the place. All right. 5-inch side, scoring at 1 inch. And that 1 inch score is just where we're gonna attach it to the booklet. Right there. And we're just gonna fold it in this way, because it's going to fold down like that. Okay. So since this is gonna come up here, what we are going to do is actually attach it here to this side. So what I'm going to do first, before I attach this, is just attach these two pieces together. And I'm going to do that using double-sided tape, of course. I'll put it on this, the actual side with the half circle. This is going to be a great way to use up one-sided paper. I have just been going through so many different ideas on how I can use up one-sided paper because most of the paper pads that I have are one-sided paper, which I did not realize when I was buying them. So I pay much more attention now when I'm buying papers to make sure that even though one-sided paper is not like, you know, the worst, you can do so much with them, as I'm finding out now. Some projects you just want to have double-sided paper because it makes it, you know, easier. And you know, but I also like decorating, so that doesn't bother me that much. Okay, so we're just gonna attach these two papers, and I always attach it, you know, lining up this side and this side. Right, use the bone folder. Okay, so now these two are attached. And we are going to work on our flip up. So since we want the flip up to come this way, like I said before, we're gonna have to attach it this way and make it come down. So I guess I'll move this side over since that'll be easier. So it is going to be attached here. And I made it shorter on purpose so that it wouldn't interfere with the closing of the book, of the journal, I should say, and it's come down this way. So, all right, we're just gonna attach this here. And I'm just gonna use some glue. Actually, I don't want to use glue because it always messes it up a little. I'm just gonna use some double-sided tape. It always gives it like a little, I don't know, like a little wrinkle that I really don't like. So I'm gonna use double-sided tape. I did find these at Dollar Tree, which is some spray adhesive, but they also like spray very widely, and I almost messed up my mat with that, so just gonna be sticking to the double-sided tape right now. All right, we're gonna put this, let me bend it and line it up here. And so because this was 5 inches, we scored it at the 1 inch mark, and putting at the very top allows us to have it at the very 4-inch mark like the rest of the journal. So that works out perfectly. And you can see here how it's going to fit in the journal. And fold over perfectly. And what I'm going to do is take this corner punch that I have and just punch in what will be the sides for the picture to go into. Okay, so this is done. This is done. So we have our little flip here. Now what we are going to work on is this. So for that little half-page pocket situation, I have it at 5 inches by 4 inches. And we're gonna score at the 1/2 inch. So we're gonna score at the 1/2 inch here. All right. So we scored at the 1/2 inch, and that is where we are going to attach it to the mini album, right there along this score line. And now, because I didn't want to do the measurements, we're just gonna fold this in half, line it up, and create our pocket like that. All right, so now we have our pocket. It's gonna go here. This is like this, and you could do that. So go ahead, cut out your little 1/2 moon for your pocket, and then we are just going to connect it with some double-sided tape like this. Shut that. And then we're gonna add double-sided tape here to attach it. And I lift up this one just to make sure that it doesn't interfere with the score line. And there we have it, our little flip half page situation there. Last thing that we need to make is our envelope. For the envelope, I used a 6x6 paper. And how I made it is I just looked up online. Some people make an envelope and you just fold it that way. Fold it that way. And you just kind of bring this one to the middle. Also bring that one to the middle. Then you bring this up as high as you want it to go. I'm gonna fold this over a little bit more. This one as well. So there are like a billion, not a billion, but a lot of videos online that shows how to make envelopes. Just make an envelope that works for you and what you're making. Fold it up like that. I'll probably fold this under here. right? That. All right, and on this album, I do have a little circle with a little brad nail in it, so we're gonna do that. Have my brad nails, and I have my little thing of circles. Since we're doing pink, I have a bunch of these in here. I always say, you know, with whatever scraps you have, just punch out like a bunch of circles. Any shape, you know, punch you have, it's always good to punch out some circles. So you have them, like for instances like this. All right, so just made that. It's not dead center, but you know, who cares? So I put that there. Probably. So I'm gonna fold this over to see where this actually, where do I want it to land? I think right there is good. So this is not the exact measurement of the other one, but it's an envelope. So I want it to be there, so I'm gonna punch my hole right here. And I'm going to use a pink brad nail for this. I'll link this below. Got it from Amazon. Also got this little hole maker for the brad nails from Amazon as well. So I'll link everything below. That's attached. Just gonna do that. It's attached. So when you're closing this, it's gonna be like that. All right, time to glue everything down. Gonna use a glue stick. I feel like that works better. Try and fold this over in here, get it to stick. All right. Right. And there is our envelope that we made on the fly. I suggest using glue stick. Got this one from Dollar Tree. It's not the best, but it gets the job done. I suggest using glue sticks when you use when you're doing vellum paper envelopes, because if you use the glue like this, it shows, and if you use double-sided tape, it also shows when you're making it. I'm going to use double-sided tape on the back to attach it. You could also make the back of this into a pocket. I'm not going to. I'm just going to attach it, but if you wanted to, you can. All right, smoothing everything out. right. This is going to be attached here on this page. All right, and we are just going to also make our page for this insert. So again, double-sided tape going along the perimeter, leaving the top so that way we could have that pocket right there. Actually, we're just gonna do these two. To secure it. All right, and just fold over. And we have another top pocket. Okay, so essentially all the parts of our journal is complete. Now we're just gonna go do the decoration section and do that. So for the top inserts, which I have these, I've cut them at 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And I'll just leave that here. I'll move it over so you guys can see. All I'm gonna do is chomp the corners with my tag punch, and then that's gonna be that. So just like that. Right, and just insert them at the tops. All right, so here the base of the journal is complete. Now we're just gonna do our little decorating situation. So I have this little card that came in the pack, and I just cut it down to size to fit here. So that's just a little journaling section. Obviously, you know, you can put a photo here, whatever your heart desires can go there. For right here, what I'm actually gonna do is no, I'm gonna go in my journaling situation, extras, I guess I should say. So this would be cool. Okay, so or maybe this blue. I have this little thing that I got from Dollar Tree. It's a coupon holder that I use to hold all my like scrap pieces of paper. For instances like this, when I just need a little piece of something. So, you know. What we are going to do now, I've already put in just this little journaling page. As you see, it fits like perfectly inside the punches that I did at the top. So what I'm gonna do now is just this little journaling square tuck-in spot right there. So I just took a scrap piece of paper. It doesn't matter what size you have. You can literally use anything as a tuck-in spot. I'm just gonna put it here and leave this open so I could insert my little journaling page. So just going to put tape here along this side and along the bottom. Right, turn this over and just stick it right here. And boom, you have a tuck-in spot. I have this little card that I'm just gonna put right here. That fits perfectly in there. For the very front, what I did for this one, which is different from this one, this journal here, actually the paper pack came with this little card, which I just used some of this, which is like specific tape from it's not specific tape, it's just, you know, foam tape from the Dollar Tree that allows you to get like this little pop-up effect right here. And so what I did with this is essentially from I just had some floral paper that I thought looked cute with this from the same paper pack, and I just added a little sticker on the front that has some wording on it, if you can see. And then I just added 2 flowers, and this is just going to be our front sticker. All right, and it's going to look great with this because it is like the same kind of floral concept, but it's a different colored paper, if that makes sense. And what I'm gonna do is just run 2 lines along the back of this, and I'm gonna cut it and not do that. And then run another line here. Make sure that's stuck on grid. Take off the backing. Gonna just eyeball, put this in the center. And there is our front. All right guys, so we have come to the end of our step-by-step tutorial, and we're just going to do our final walkthrough of the journal as we always do. So here on the front we just have this little you know, sticker kind of that we made out of paper. I attached some flowers that I got from the Dollar Tree and this sticker onto this piece of paper that's from the paper pad, so that way it coordinates with the journal itself. And then we just use this pop dot tape that I got from the Dollar Tree that allows the this paper itself to stick up from the journal. If you want to further have definition, I'd suggest inking the edges of this as well. Open it up. So here we have our little flip up that we did that I just attached a journaling square to. You can attach a photo, anything that your heart desires. Here at the bottom, another photo spot that you can attach with tape. You can also, you know, attach a journaling sticker here, anything that you think would, you know, go well here. We have our insert at the top with our journaling insert as well. So lots of spaces to, you know, put anything that relates to the album that you are creating. Open it up. Here on this side, our little half page is actually a pocket. We have a little, you know, journaling spot in there as well, a little tuck-in spot. Here we made this tuck-in use as many of your scraps as you can. This journal is made for one-sided paper. That's why I was like, I need to use as much one-sided paper as I can. So all of my little one-sided scraps are getting used up in my journals. Again, another tuck-in spot and another journaling square to journal on as well. Here we have our second top insert for our pockets, and we just use this. I just used another one-sided paper that was that I thought was really cute, and so we have that. On this side, we just created an envelope. I showed you how to create the envelope. It wasn't like anything serious. I didn't use the envelope punch board that I have. Literally just folded it and folded it to fit in here. As you're gonna see, I even had to adjust the measurements of it. So very easy to use a volume paper. Just put a little journaling tuck in there as well. Super cute. Attached, this little circle with the brad nail. As I always say, keep your scraps, punch out holes with the scraps so that way you're not wasting anything, and you can always use it for little things like this. On the back of this, we have our final top pocket, or our final pocket for inserts. And again, I use this hole punch in order to get me this shape. It will be linked down below. And that is the end of our journal. Bunch of flips, but super easy. This is the back, this is the front. I thought it would be super cool. Just trying to use up as much one-sided paper as possible, and of course we want to use it, but we want it to be something cute. So I definitely fell in love with this journal. Super duper nice. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. And as is tradition here now, this is going to be our next project. It's a folio type project. The inside is very cool. Lots of stuff going on. So subscribe, turn on your post notifications. You're not gonna want to miss this one or any of them, I hope. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone.